Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. I am so sorry that my previous video didn't work. I got my lovely son to piece the two videos together because they overran the time that my camera would film. And yeah, I foolishly didn't check it and obviously had the green screen and frozen green screen, but you could still hear me, which was frustrating. This is what I was making. I'm not going to remake the whole thing, because I really don't need to, because you can decorate yours however you wish. Obviously I'm going to do the main frame and the DSP, but as I say, the decoration is still pretty much the same. I'm also going to be using just some scrap. I say scrap, I've got a lot of early espresso card for some reason in 12 by 12, so I'm going to use that and some scrap DSP that I keep for practicing and stuff like that. So I'm not actually going to be using correct colours, so I do apologise, but I'm sure you can appreciate I don't want to go ahead and make another one. So I'm just going to go through. So this is the decorative circle punch that I used here. These are those lovely textural elements that I did actually take some of the pieces off, so I've snapped a couple off and cut the end just to make it a bit shorter to fit on there. My ribbon is the real red and garden green ribbon combo pack. I've used the real red and white glimmer paper and the glimmer speciality paper for here, and this is old olive and real red that I've used as backing. This is garden green, this is cherry cobbler, and this is the Boughs of Holly DSP. I have made them into a actual card that you could write on, and then you could maybe make a box to put them in, or you could just hand them as they are. You could adhere some ribbon underneath here before you adhere this backing card and have it as a hanging ornament. Honestly, the choices are yours. Equally, you could put your sentiment inside and just leave the holly. It really is your choice, but the basics are here. So I'm going to show you how to make the basic box frame. As I said, they are very common. They're called shadow box cards or shadow boxes, and as I say, you can make them sort of anyhow really. And I've used the Boughs of Holly suite, so the leaves of holly, as you can see, stamped images, etc. from this. So to make the frame itself, as I said, you need a piece of card that is 9 by 9. I've got adhesive all over my nail. 9 by 9, 25 by 25 centimetres. So as I say, you do need 12 by 12 that you need to cut down. All four sides, no shim, nothing like that. All four sides, you're simply going to score at half an inch, 1 inch, 1.5 and 2. So all the way to 2 inches every half an inch, or every 1.5 centimetres up to 6 centimetres. So 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6. Then I'm going to rotate and continue. So I'm going to do it back 2.5, sorry, 2, 1.5, 1, 1.5, rotate again. And as I say, 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6 centimetres. And you do it on all four sides exactly the same. And you can make this any size you want. You just need to alter your size of paper and it will just make your final project smaller. Okay, once you've done all four sides, you then need to go across another ½ inch or 1.5 centimetres and down just to the second line. And then we repeat that on the opposite side. So another ½ inch, 1.5 centimetres down to the second line. Turn it completely round, so those marks are now here at the bottom, and we're going to repeat that again. So ½ inch, 1.5 centimetres down to your second line. So you should just have them opposite each other, just on two sides. Once you've done that, you have the delight of folding and burnishing all of the full lines. So don't worry about those two little part lines that we've just done. You are simply going to go around and do all of full line, so 4 score lines on either side. I was so frustrated about that video as well, and the worst thing was I'd prepared so much and die cut all my pieces and made sure everything was done, so it didn't take me as long. But yeah, I think that's taught me my lesson now, to not go over and make sure that I stick to, well, a few minutes, not as many as I did. But that's what happens when you make nice big projects. Anyway, right, so scored and burnished all of my lines. So again, I have my 2 half lines, top and bottom here. So what you're going to do with your half score line here, you're going to cut down it to that second line. You're then going to cut diagonally across and down to your score line, and then down 1. So you've got that angle, and then we're going to cut this one all the way across. So you're taking the whole grid off, and then that extra piece here, and then we're going to repeat that this side. So down 2, across 1, down 1, and cut it away. Okay, and then we're going to repeat that exactly the same now on this side. So down 2, across 1, down, and then cut the whole corner away. And then repeat on the last side, same again, all the way across. And when you've finished, you will have this shape. Okay, so then we're going to come in with our DSP, and we are simply going to adhere whichever side you don't want to show, and this is 4 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4 of an inch, or 9.5 by 9.5 centimetres. As your sides automatically want to sort of curl up, this inside part is where you want your DSP, and it will sit just nicely inside like so. Back over again now, so it's on its belly, and we're going to put some wonderful tear and tape, which I have not used for such a long time and forgot actually how versatile and just easy it is. So all 4 sides on the very end panel, if you like, just add the tear and tape. You can use Seal Plus or wet glue if you want to, or Tombow or anything. I prefer this just because it's quicker and easier and it's instant. I don't like to wait for things. Okay, so once you've done that, the 2 long sides, not the pieces with the cut, take your backing off, back over onto its back. Now you can either fold it in half like so, or you can keep it into its curl if you like. This bottom edge here you want to butt up to that last score line. So when you roll it under, push it in so that you can feel it's against that score line, and then simply press down and you can fold it flat and just press that score line down. Rebodge this, and there you have one frame. So we're going to repeat that this side. So as I said, you can fold it in half if you want, and again repeat the same process, or you can, but either way you need to make sure that you butt those edges up because you want to create this frame. Okay, so for these little pieces here, we are going to cut some tiny squares of tear and tape, and you're going to lie them across the angled piece that you cut on all of the 4 sides. So I'll just pop that one on there, and then the last one will go on this side. Okay, so you've got those 4 pieces on there. Take the backing off, but don't throw it away, because what you want to do is turn it long ways and then use it as like a tab. So take it off, turn it long ways. Okay, we're going to repeat that process as we did with this edge here by taking this backing off, the long edge. And then for this first one, you can push these out of the way. Bring this over and do that same process again. So butt it up. You don't want to be folding this in half because you don't want to get this adhesive stuck together. So tuck it right in, make sure it's up against this score line and press it down. Then you can remove your tab, bring this square up to that one and very gently press in the corner, and that will hold your corner together. So take my tab off there and again bring that up and press it down, and there you have your first corner. So we're going to repeat that down here. So again, backing off, use it as a tab. The other reason for using it as a tab is you could leave it without your adhesive on if you wanted to. The other way I have seen this be done is exactly the same again, but you can't push this apart this time because it will pull this away. So if you need to, take very small wedges off this edge where it's got your adhesive, because it might just not quite fit, because obviously you've cut it where you would normally. So feel the score line, but on this one, you see, you need to pop these corners in because you can't pull it, bend them out the way. And so now, you see, you can grab these nice little tabs, pull them out, and again, just ensure, I didn't cut that very neatly, did I? Just ensure that they're stuck down. And there you have your beautiful shadow box frame to decorate as you please. The card on the back, as I've shown on these ones, is the same as the DSP, so it's 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, 9.5 by 9.5. Ensure that you stamp it first before you stick it on, because obviously you haven't got that rigidness to stamp on here. It is quite bendy, so obviously you're not going to get a clear image. When you put your decoration on, if it is going to go as a card, which remember, it's more than likely going to want to sit up on a mantelpiece, a windowsill, a bookshelf or wherever. So just make sure that you leave this edge clear. I can't think if, oh here we go, I've got a little bit of die cut here. So if we imagine this was our holly leaf, you don't want to be sticking it like this, because obviously when you come to stand it down, it's either going to get knocked, damaged, or you just won't be able to stand your card up straight. So try and keep this bottom as clear as you can. And I think that's it. Be mindful again when you are sticking these on that you've not got adhesive on these parts here. Again, you don't want sort of rubbish and stuff being stuck to it, so just make sure your adhesive is for the frame part. And that's it. Those are my Boughs of Holly box cards, and I haven't gone over any amount of time, so hopefully this one will be okay. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being patient. Yeah, I had a busy morning, so I've literally had to just refilm this and upload it ready for you guys today. So thank you, and thank you for your support. It is appreciated. I'll see you all next week with some more exciting projects.